WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is due to plead guilty this week to violating U.S. espionage law in a deal that will end his imprisonment in Britain and allow him to return home to Australia, ending a 14-year legal odyssey.
위키링스 창립자 줄리안 어산지가 미국 법무부와의 거래를 받아들여 이번 주 미국 간첩법 위반 혐의를 인정할 예정입니다. 이에 따라 그는 영국에서의 수감 생활을 끝내고 고국 호주로 돌아갈 수 있게 되면서 14년에 걸친 법적 여정에 종지부를 찍게 됩니다. Wow!
Yeah.
Finally going home.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us what happened.
Okay, so the 52-year-old was charged with conspiracy to obtain and disclose national defense information. For years, the U.S. has argued that the WikiLeaks files, which disclosed information about Iraq or the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, endangered lives. So Assange spent the last 5 years in a British prison from where he was fighting extradition to the U.S. So according to a BBC partner called CBS, Assange will spend no time in U.S. custody and will receive credit for the time spent incarcerated in the UK. So he will be able to return to Australia, and this is according to a letter from the Justice Department. Now, this deal, which he's going to plead guilty to, is expected to be finalized in a court in the Northern Mariana Islands on Wednesday, June 26th. The remote Pacific Islands is a U.S. Commonwealth, and it's much closer to Australia than the U.S. federal courts in Hawaii or the continental U.S.
네, 현지 시간 수요일입니다. 그때 이제 plead guilty를 할 거예요. 유죄를 인정하는 건데요. 이 법정에서 많이 쓰는 표현이죠. plead guilty, or you can actually say I'm
Not
not
guilty.
guilty.
Yeah.
네, plead guilty, 유죄임을 인정하는 것입니다. 자, 그 다음에 legal odyssey라는 표현도 보고 싶은데요.
Yeah. So legal odyssey is when we talk about odyssey, we're talking about sort of a complicated, long, lengthy journey or quest. So when we're saying it's a legal odyssey, it said it took 14 years.
Yeah.
So we are speaking of a lengthy legal battle.
네, 발음도요. 오디세이는 이제 한국식 발음이고 영어로는 odyssey 이렇게 발음을 합니다. 또 다른 말로는 이 상황에서 legal saga라고 할 수 있을
legal
것 같아요.
saga. Yeah,
네,
yeah.
because it just took so long.
So long.
And
It was just dragged on and on.
It was very dramatic as well. You know, in the 14 years that he's been sort of in hiding, if you will, he has found a partner. He's had, I think, one or two children.
Wow.
So a lot has happened. It's
Yeah.
amazing. But nonetheless, he's going back home. Here's the headline again. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is due to plead guilty this week to violating U.S. espionage law in a deal that will end his imprisonment in Britain and allow him to return home to Australia, ending a 14-year legal odyssey. Here's our next headline.
Denmark will introduce a levy on farm emissions in what is set to be one of the world's first carbon taxes on agriculture, helping the Nordic country reach its 2030 climate target.
네, 덴마크가 농장 탄소 배출에 세금을 부과할 예정입니다. 세계 최초로 농업에 탄소세를 매기는 사례가 될 이번 조치로 덴마크는 2030년 기후 목표 달성을 도모한다는 계획입니다. All right, so this is a first.
Yeah, it's a first. So farmers are going to be taxed 300 Danish kroner, which is about 40,000 Korean won per ton of CO2 equivalent emitted from 2030. And this is according to the Danish government on Monday.
자, 덴마크에서 이렇게 농업에다가 탄소세를 부과한다는 거가 이제 잘 생각해 보면은 농장에서 어떤 탄소가 배출이 될까? 제일 많이 생각할 수 있는 거는 소에서 배출되는 탄소겠죠. 입에서 트림을 할 때,
Yeah.
그다음에 이제 뒤에서
The other end, yeah.
방귀를 낄 때도 역시 마찬가지로 탄소가 이렇게 나온다고 합니다.
Right.
그래서 어떤 기사들은 보면은 덴마크 뭐 방귀세 뭐 이런 식으로 좀 재미있게 표현한 그 기사들도 있더라고요.
Yeah, and it's not going to end there because they say that 5 years later they're going to raise the taxes to 750 Danish kroner,
Right.
which is about a little over $100
Sure.
per million tons of carbon dioxide emitted. Although farmers will benefit from higher tax deductions,
Right.
they are saying that farmers are voicing concern that the ambitious climate goals would force them to reduce production and close farms. And we know that Denmark is a major dairy exporter.
Yes.
So I think all eyes are on whether this country becomes the first in the
Sure.
world to levy this sort of emission tax because they tried to do this in New Zealand and apparently faced some opposition, so they had to push it back.
그렇군요. 뉴질랜드에서도 이런 이제 농장 탄소 배출 세금을 부과하려고 했었지만 그때 당시에는 너무나 반대가 커서 시행하지 못했다고 합니다. 근데 덴마크는 시행을 이제 한다라고 하고요. 이렇게 세금을 부과할 때 쓰는 동사는 levy,
Yep.
L-E-V-Y가 되겠고 그다음에 이렇게 할 예정이다라는 표현을 좀 보면은요. is set to.
Right, it's set to. So it's expected to, or you could even say Denmark will become, and it's the same meaning.
그렇죠. will become, is set to, is going to do something. 다 비슷하게 뭐뭐 할 예정이다. 자, 그리고 기후 목표는요. 영어로 climate target.
Right. So it's sort of a measurable long-term commitment for climate policy, maybe even energy policy, with the aim of limiting climate change.
네. I think this is going to add new meaning to all the products that come from Denmark because when you go to the supermarket, there's the milks
Milk,
and the
yogurt,
yogurt,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
and the cheeses and things like that come from Denmark. But now it looks like
They might be more expensive.
they will,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's have a look once again. I'm going to read the headline one more time. Denmark will introduce a levy on farm emissions in what is set to be one of the world's first carbon taxes on agriculture, helping the Nordic country reach its 2030 climate target. Now let's move on to our final headline.
A family in Florida whose home was struck by debris that fell from outer space and punched a hole in the roof has sued NASA for $80,000 or more than 100 million won in damages.
네, 우주에서 지구로 떨어진 파편 때문에 집 지붕에 구멍이 뚫린 미국 플로리다의 한 가족이 미국 항공우주국 나사를 상대로 8만 달러, 우리 돈으로 약 1억 원 이상의 손해배상 소송을 제기했습니다. I remember this story. This family was shocked to,
Of course.
see something fall from the roof and hit the ground.
Yeah.
But now they're suing NASA.
Right.
And what's going on?
Right. So, this happened to a family in Naples, Florida. Their home was struck by debris that fell to earth from outer space. It punched a hole in their roof. And so they're, suing NASA in compensation for damages. The law firm that represents them is Cranfield Sumner. And they said in a press release that it filed a claim on behalf of this family because a metallic cylinder slab from a cargo pallet that had been released by the International Space Station back in 2021 hit their home in March 8th of 2024, while their son Daniel was home.
Yeah, and this was basically space waste
Yes.
that shouldn't have come down to
No,
Earth.
yeah. So, but thankfully, no one was injured, although it did create a hole in the roof and the floor, but it could have led to major injuries.
네.
So they said that, it almost hit his son, who was 2 rooms over. And the U.S. Space Agency has confirmed that the debris was from his flight.
자, 그러니까 이 플로리다 집 지붕에서 이렇게 툭 뚫고 들어와서 바닥까지 이제 자국을 낸 이 파편이요. 쉽게 말하면 우주 쓰레기예요. 예, 우주 파편이 원래는 대기 중에 다 분해가 돼서 사라진다고 합니다. 그런데 웬일인지 이게 그나마 조금 온전한 상태로 뭐 크진 않았지만 그래도 굉장히 빠른 속도로 내려와서 집을 이렇게 뚫고 들어온 거죠.
Yeah.
그때 당시 집에 어린 아들도 있고 그랬었는데 그래서 이제 나사를 상대로 이제 소송을 건 겁니다. 자, 그럼 첫 번째 표현을 한번 볼게요. The house was struck by this debris.
Debris, right. Debris is scattered pieces of waste or remains.
그래요. DEBRIS이지만 불어에서 온 표현이고요. 이거 S 발음하지 않습니다. 그래서 debris 아니고 debris. 아니면 debris라고도 발음해요. 네, 둘 다 발음은 가능합니다. 잔해라는 뜻이 있습니다.
Yep.
이렇게 파편 아니면 뭐 전쟁 관련된 묘사가 있을
Yeah.
때도 이런 표현을 많이 쓰고요. punch a hole?
Punch a hole. It means to puncture or to make a hole. And of course, a hole is sort of a hollow place in a solid body or surface.
네, 우리 펀치를 날리다 복싱에서 쓰는 표현 있잖아요. 그 펀치인데요. 이 파편 덩어리가 집의 지붕을 뚫고 구멍을 내서 들어온 겁니다. It punched a hole into the roof. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. A family in Florida whose home was struck by debris that fell from outer space and punched a hole in the roof has sued NASA for $80,000 or more than 100 million won in damages.